Today, lead guitar soloing. Whether you want to improvise or play something verbatim every time, it helps to have a few ideas that you've worked out beforehand. And believe me, it's not all about scales. Let's have at it. You don't hear as many solos these days, and that's too bad because when they're well done, they really give a refreshing break to a song. But we've all heard solos that are inappropriate too, the kind that just seem like they're a vehicle for somebody to show off. You know the kind I mean, the kind that we guitar players sometimes really love, but that most listeners can't stand. That's probably why the solos went away in the first place. Well, today we'll walk through an example of putting together a solo that's appropriate for a song, and we'll even show you how to show off a little bit, but with taste. That comes at the end of the video, so make sure you watch through the whole thing. The example we'll do today is for a rock, pop, soul song, but if you like this video and you want to see some other examples, let me know in the comments. Here are some thoughts around that. Born in the Swamp, The Load, Hairway to Stephen, and Motel, Nevada. Okay, I think you get the picture. Let's start by listening to the track. All right, sort of a typical rock, pop, soul groove, like I said. Very basic chords, D, A, and G, with an extended A at the end, as we'll see. There's the extended A. All right. Now, a solo to a song like this would typically be pretty short, maybe just one chorus long. So that means we've got to hook them, make a statement or two, and end with a bang. All right, let's get to putting together the solo now. Idea generation. You know, idea generation is probably the first thing that you should do when making a solo, and yet I'm often guilty of starting with the question of what scale should I use? 3 quick ideas for idea generation. Number 1, take them from licks that you know. Number 2, take them from vocals, from songs that singers have sung that you know. And number 3, hum a solo. Yeah, listen to the song and hum a solo. That's a secret weapon that very few people use. Try it, it works. Framework. Here we are looking at the chords to the song, and we can see they're very, very simple. We've only got 3 chords, D, A, and G, and those are chords that are in the key of D. So this is a song in the key of D. However, we also want to note that most of the phrases end in G. So we'll want our phrases to typically be ending on notes of that chord, which are G, B, and D. Now, we don't have to have that happen, but those are going to be really strong notes to end our lines. A quick hook. Make that first note count. Here I'm thinking something like Billy Gibbons in ZZ Top's LaGrange. Notice I'm bending. A bend is often good, and putting vibrato on it. You can even use a chord like a double stop. Whatever it is, with that single note, when you've got a short solo, you've really got to own it. Really invest in that first note. Melodic lines. This particular example calls for flowing lines, not machine gun, staccato, rhythmic type licks. Speed. Don't get out of the starting gate at 100%. Start out a little bit slower so you can build some energy and lead to a crescendo at the end. Fretboard. The usual advice is to start low and end the solo on a high note. You don't have to do that, but it's often a good choice. But in a melodic solo, it does have to go somewhere. Now, I like to play all over the fretboard, but you don't have to. You can play only in 1 or 2 positions and use those to start low and go high. Okay, let's go for it. Here's the solo that I put together for this example. Well, that was my worked out solo. I think it turned out okay. If you want to, you can go back through all those framework ideas and see how they applied in the solo I just did. Oh yeah, here's the tip I said I'd share with you. I saved my fast line for the very last line of the solo. That was no accident, and you can do it too. Here's how. You just take a really energetic lick that you know and you like here's what I used. Just a scale run in D. Make sure it ends on a note that really is good, and then plan your solo accordingly. That's a great way to make sure your solo ends with a bang. Hey, if you like this video and you want more about lead guitar, check this video out. I know you're going to like it. So check it out, and we'll see you in the next video. See you on down the road.